Welcome to Expanding Your Power. I am your host, Cherie Allison Casey, and I would like to welcome you all to our relaunching of Expanding Your Power. I am excited. We have been away for a while, but now we are back and we are ready to hit the ground running. We had to take a little hiatus because sometimes podcasting, in order to be effective, we have to be very precise and consistent. We don't want to bring you anything that's silly or frivolous or just to get on here just to be talking. We want to bring you value, something that you can use in your life. My name is Cherie Allison Casey. I am the resilience coach, and I help people move past bad relationships, particularly narcissistic abuse, and I use the tools of resilience to get them to the next level. Now, here are a few things that I'd like to share with you regarding the power of resilience. You see, each one of us has a resolve that lives inside of us. A lot of times when things happen to us, we don't want to use them, so we will default to our emotions, and we default to depression, and we default to hopelessness, and we default to helplessness, and then we just get in a rut. We feel with all of the things that a narcissist does to us: gaslight us, browbeat us, emotionally beat us down to the quick, that we feel like there's no hope and there's nothing that we could do. But nothing is farther from the truth. You see, you need to close your eyes and go back to a time in your life where you had to stand up with everything in you and push through. Everyone has had that moment in their life where they've had to do something. And that's the point that you have to go to in order to utilize your true resilience. Your true calling lies there. You are very resilient. I don't care who you are, where you come from, you have resilience. And don't let anyone tell you that you don't. In my work with clients, I very often share things a lot of people don't know, is that when we see or come across narcissistic people, whether it be work or in our own family, we tend to look away. We tend to just ignore the things. Oh, that's just the way they are. And that can be very well. But what is it that makes you stay there? You see, first they start off with these inflated views of themselves and a sense of superiority and entitlement, with no concern for your feelings at all. They know everything and anything there is, and you are wrong no matter what. They're arrogant, very dominant. They'll take over your conversation. They'll take over your thoughts. And they do what they need to do to oppress you. Then there's the type of narcissist that's kind of like undercover, and they're vulnerable. They are withdrawn and neurotic, insecure, and so they want to bring you down too. They have their self-esteem is lower than yours, and they're hypersensitive. So there's both types. Both of them are selfish and entitled and want special treatment and privileges, and they want to override you. And they can be very charming. I recently had a friend who she was conversing with someone online, and she really liked this person's personality. However, when they met, it was totally different. When they met and laid eyes on each other, and she started to see the person's ways, they turned out to be narcissistic characteristics. Even down to the point where he told her she did not kiss very well. And it was like a red flag went off in her head. You see, I'm pausing for a moment because I can't believe someone would say such a thing to an adult mature woman who's been married and have children. So here we are, living in today's world where people have these tendencies, and the sad part is that people are willing to put up with this behavior. Now, the two types of narcissists that I talked about earlier, both of them crave the respect and admiration of other people. But while grandiose narcissists may be stars on their own interpersonal stage, they have to have the spotlight in some kind of way, whether it's woe is me or whether it's I'm the boss, I'm all of that. So my question is to you, as an individual who's involved in this relationship, how much are you willing to accept this behavior? How far are you willing to go? Because it all depends on the individual. Now, there are some severe cases where people can't get out of it. There are children involved, so people feel an obligation to stay with others because there's children. Or, sometimes it's just the embarrassment or the investment in the person. And I get that. I understand that. We are human. We don't want to fail, especially if you're married to someone or you're in a relationship. And, the first thing we think about before we think about ourselves is what other people think. But the truth of the matter is, it does not matter. Like one of my dear mentors used to say, it doesn't matter a hill of beans what someone thinks of me. It does not matter, because what I think of myself is more important. My survival, my own survival, my own peace of mind, my own thought process is all that matters. It's all that's going to matter, because I'm the one that have to live with myself and my choice and my choices. Now imagine if my friend had continued to date this guy. It starts off with him complaining about her kiss. It escalates to her hair. It escalates to her weight. It escalates to the clothes that she wears, to the toothpaste she uses. It could escalate to the point where it could tear someone who had low to no self-esteem already all the way down to the bottom of the barrel. So the first thing you need to do when you're in these relationships, take inventory. Take your inventory. Don't take theirs. Theirs is already out there for you to see. Do I like my life being scrutinized? Do I like them criticizing everything that I do? Do I like that? does that grow me or does that destroy me? Because if it's not growing me, then I need to really look at that if I want to grow. Do I want to grow? You might not want to grow. Some people don't. But it's not growth. There's no growth in criticizing someone all the time. Number 2, how do I really feel about this? What are my true feelings regarding this situation? Can I live with myself? Can I wake up in the morning and live with this? You got to really ask yourself that, because sometimes you bury that feeling because of, like I said, embarrassment. The third thing is you have to make a decision. You see, there's no list of 7 things here. There's only 3. Because by the time you get to 7, you can change your mind. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3 today. 3 things. 3 things. 3 tools that you can use. 3. Make a decision. Make a decision. Is the situation worth me staying here till the wheels fall off? And then one day I look and my tires was flat the whole time. My flyers never were inflated with, my tires were never inflated with air in the first place, because the air kept being sucked out or flattened by someone who was an emotional wreck to begin with. Think about these things. Think about what are the benefits of being in such a relationship? Will you be able to accomplish your goals without criticism? Will you be able to live your life? If you have children, how will this benefit the children? Will they grow up and see this manipulative behavior and carry it on with them? Probably so. So I just came today during this relaunch of Expanding Your Power to remind you this show is all about power. Taking back your power. I don't care who you are, where you are, who you're dating, where you're working. You have to have a certain amount of power in your life. There are things in life we cannot control, and that's fine. But then there are things that we can control. And we have to try to hold on to those things that we can control as much as we can. And there is life after bad relationships. There is life after living with a narcissist. You just have to learn how to put things together. And I said this earlier to someone. Sometimes narcissists may not even be aware of their behaviors towards you. And some of them may be willing to change. And if that's the case, then you can move on and move ahead. So with that being said, we want to wrap up today's show by giving a couple of announcements. I will be offering a group coaching program, which will start on September 1st. I have slots for 25 people. You will receive It's a 90-day program. You will receive one-on-one, which will be about 3 one-on-ones. You'll have a private Facebook accountability group. We will have weekly sessions with homework assignments. You'll get a free workbook, and we will work through some of the barriers that you're struggling with. Now, if you would like, you can send a text if you're interested to 74121 and put the word, and just put interested in coaching. And I will definitely send you all the information out, and we will get ready to start on September 1st. So with that being said, this is your host, Cherie Casey. I am signing out right now, and I pray that this has been some value to you. Once again, this has been Expanding Your Power with your host, Cherie Casey. Have a blessed day. And also, there is a conference coming up. You can also DM me on Instagram at SpeakLife562 if you want information about a conference that's coming. It's called In Between. It's a women's conference, and there are some dynamic speakers coming. It's going to be great. I will be speaking along with a few others. So if you are interested, please DM me at SpeakLife562, and I will be glad to email you out the information about the conference. So I thank you all for listening. I'm so glad to be back, and we will see you next time on Expanding Your Power.